Ever since the introduction of the Kasaka, businesses have sort of been, well, ruined in GTA Online. The whole meta of businesses and how they work is completely different to how they used to be before the Kaya Preco heist. And we all know that ourselves. Money making cannot be even easier. Kasaka changed every business in the game, let's be real here. So in today's video, we haven't done a tier list video in a long time, so today we're going to be ranking each business from best to worst in terms of how they run, what they do, in some way the money they make as well. But yeah, let's get into it. For the first business, we're going to start it off with the facility. Yeah, where do I start? For now, I'm going to put it in terrible. It's not quite worst yet, but let's be real here. The facility kind of destroyed and brought forward the idea of those tryhards and grief and type situations. You know, the facility introduced the Doomsday heist along with that, and you can do the Doomsday heist. There's 3 acts. They're totally Doomsday scenarios. They were a lot of fun. However, we already made a heist rank video, so this isn't a heist video, but we're going to be talking about the business itself. Overall, the facility has somewhat of very cool ideas as to customizations, but the execution for them was not so much there. The orbital cannon, you know, we already know how that broke the GTA Online meta, but as for the facilities, they introduced the Doomsday heist. There's 3 acts, the setups are tedious, annoying, and overall for money making with the facility, there's not too much to it. The heists, they can be done with 2 people and 2 people or above, and they're pretty annoying. I gotta admit that, they're pretty annoying. Other than that, the facility, not much to it. Obviously, the orbital cannon ruined the meta of GTA Online. The business aspect of the facility itself, it's not the best, is it? Like, there's nothing crazy about it. So yeah, I'm gonna put it in terrible, in my opinion. And for the next one, we have the casino Penthouse. Oh, yeah, let's just, let's put it in worse. There's no arguing about this. The Penthouse is, what, 2 million? Something like that, on, like, the normal mode. Even with the customizations, if you max it out, it's gonna be like 4 million, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. And let's be real here, the only main money making, if you can even count this as a business, to be honest with you, is the casino story missions. Casino story missions are going to make you $1 million, as well as a free Paragon R armored sports car, which is again worth $1 million for free. So that's all up like $2 million. So pretty much you're going to get a return on investment in the first place. And if you're looking for just to buy the Penthouse for these missions, is it worth it? Not at all. Penthouse, it's not there when it comes to its business aspect. It's not meant to be a business. It's meant to be a luxury penthouse where you splash out on parties and stuff like that. Nothing else to it, you know. The business side, the missions, that's the only way you get access to them as host, to be able to get the 1 million bonus. Just to get the $1 million, is it worth it? Hell no. Next off on the list is the Hangar. Okay. Yeah, in my opinion, it's going to go in terrible. The reason I'm putting it in terrible is because, let's run this up quickly and sort of briefly explain over it. Now, the Hangar is a cool concept. The only main reason you're wanting to buy the Hangar in the first place is to, well, store your planes. That is the only reason you would want it. If you're looking for the business side of the Hangar, it's not there at all. Let's be real here. The Hangar, amazing property for storing all your planes, and if you're a plane guy, that type of stuff, because that's the only way you can store them, and that's the only place you can store them. That's the main reason people buy the Hangar. Business side of it, the missions are extremely tedious, complex, and if I want to grind this business out, make money as fast as possible, doing the preps over and over and over, and reason they're so long, that would just be extremely tedious. The grind would be even boring, and it would just make things stretch longer and longer. Don't get me wrong, it's a cool property for storing planes and stuff, but that's really the only reason you would want to use it. Business side, no. Missions are long, payout is terrible, it's not a good business, in my opinion. On the topic of bad businesses, next up is the document forgery. I'm going to be completely honest here, and it's going to go in worst. This is by far the worst of all MC businesses, and let's run this briefly and explain exactly how. Definition of this: you pay for a cheap business, you get cheap results. It's not a good business. The profit per hour, the upgrades that come out with it. This is a, what, like $600,000, $750,000 for the cheapest one. It's insanely expensive for such a terrible business, and if you buy upgrades to maximize the profits, which is the only reason you're going to make a little bit more money than you actually would, you're still not going to make just as much money. There is nothing to say about this business except it sucks, Don't buy it. It's not good. Alright, now that we've done the document forgery, let's do the rest of the MC businesses, shall we? And rank them on how they work. So, for the next business, we're going to put the green stuff. The weed. So, we're going to put this in terrible. And I know we've had terrible and worst so far. Don't trust me, we're getting up there. Just be patient. For the weed business, again, it's a decently expensive business. You're going to buy a lot of upgrades to maximize the profits. If you buy them, of course, which is why you're going to make just a little bit more money, you're still not going to get what you want. And that's the thing with the document and weed. You're not going to get as much as you want with these businesses. You pay for all this stuff, you spend all this money, and to be honest, you're going to spend around 50 hours to break even, and only getting like 30k profit per hour is very ridiculous for a business that you spend that much money on. And for the document and weed, terrible businesses. Do not buy them. Next MC business is the Meth Lab. The Meth Lab, I'm going to put this in average. For the Meth Lab, I highly recommend buying it last, as it's one of the most expensive businesses, especially with the upgrades as well. And like we mentioned with all businesses, if you want to maximize the profits, you're going to have to get the upgrades, of course. And with the upgrades for the Meth Lab being extremely expensive and higher than all of them, it's a pretty good business. You're going to pay around about 1.2 million, around about that for the upgrades. And for the business itself, again, like 1.2 million, around about that. So you're going to pay like around 3 to 2.5 million for this business alone. Overall, as much as it's an expensive business, it's worth it in the end. You get decent profits, around about 55 to 60,000 an hour, which if you average it up, it's going to make you a little bit of profit in the end. Yeah, it's a good business. Next MC business is the Cash Factory. Cash Factory, I'm going to slap in average. The reason I'm putting it in average is because, again, upgrades wise, it's a cheaper business on the list. It's not too expensive, but it's up there. It's under $1 million. And to be honest with you, again, the profit per hour just puts it a little bit higher on the list. Upgrades wise, which again, like we mentioned with every MC business so far, if you want to buy the upgrades to maximize your profits, you're going to spend around 1.2 million. And it's going to take you roughly about like 30 hours to break even on. And the only downside with these MC businesses is the sell missions. Nothing like the Hangar, by the way, but they're still tedious and boring. Nothing as complex and annoying as the Hangar. Still boring though. But Cash Factory profit is around about 40,000 per hour, so that's why I've put it in the list with Meth Lab as well, because they're both somewhat there, but the Meth Lab is just a little bit more expensive, and that's why you should buy it last. But yeah, the Cash Factory, decent business. That's all that can be said. For your next MC business, it is the Cork Lockup. Now, this is the best MC business in the game, and up there with one of the best as well. The Cork Lockup is amazing when it comes to profit, and to be quite honest with you, it's the best when it comes to how expensive it is. If you want to buy one of these, it's just under that $1 million mark for the cheapest one. You want to buy the upgrades as well, it just comes above that 1 million mark. So it's pretty up there when it comes to its price to cheap, not too expensive, nothing crazy about that. Overall, you're going to make $75,000 with this business per hour, which is pretty phenomenal profit, to be quite honest with you. It's up there with the best MC business. And again, it's going to only take you around a day to break even on. So that's pretty good, let's be real here. It's one of the best MC businesses, highly recommend it. Okay, let's jump on to your CEO businesses. For your first CEO business, let's go over the Crate Warehouse. I know a lot of you grinders out there love this thing, and this may upset you for me to put this here, but I'm going to put it in, I'm going to be completely honest here, I'm going to put it in average. The only way this business is useful is if it's ever on 2 times money. Other than that, as much as you're going to make money with this thing, you're going to lose a lot of money in return, and to be honest with you, it's not worth the grind or the hassle of this business. Don't get me wrong, it's pretty good. You grinders love it, and I understand why. It can make you some money here and there. But the way I find it, the way I see a lot of people do this method, and trust me, they do, they fill up all of their warehouses. They get 5 warehouses, large ones, fill them all up, and wait for a 2 times event week. Then sell it, and you're going to make tons of profit. However, it takes up so much time, and the profit you get in return is so not worth it, in my opinion. I hope you guys don't dislike this opinion, but that's what I think. You know, you're spending all this time sourcing up so many crates, and if you have like The method that people use is the 3 warehouse method or the 4 warehouse method, depending how many you do. You source and bunch of crates for all those warehouses, and then all up after you've filled them all up, you sell them all. But let's be real here, it takes a lot of time up, a lot of effort, and the money you get in return, is it worth it? Not too much. 1, 2 times, hell yeah. The method I mentioned earlier, what people use, is it still worth it? Yeah, it's up there, but I'm going to keep it an average for now. Yeah. For your next CEO business, it is the vehicle warehouse. Boom. You already know what it is. It's going in the best tier. The reason it's going in the best tier, this is an amazing solo business in GTA Online. One of the best solo businesses. Up there with the Kasaka. And you guys know why. If you do the top range method, which if you have 10 mid and 10 standard in your warehouse, you will always get top range. I've mentioned this a lot on the channel. One of the best money making methods. And for 2 weeks of the time me recording this, it's 2 times money and you're going to make $200,000 per top range sold. It's an amazing, amazing money grind. One of the best businesses in the game. It's up there with the Kasaka, one of the second best in my opinion. I love it. There's nothing else I can say about it, except for those goddamn NPCs that crash into you. However, let's touch on it a little bit more. If you sell a bunch of your top range vehicles, you're going to get 100k per vehicle sold. And if you keep repeating the top range method and having nothing but top range to keep selling, you're going to make a lot of money, and that's going to be a mad bucks. And if you want to switch it up with the Kaipriko heist and mix this in between, you can, because you're going to make a lot of money as well. So yeah, there's nothing else I can say about that. You guys know what's next. It's the Kasaka, and that is smashing in best tier. This business completely messed up the whole meta of GTA Online in a good way. Okay, let's be real. The Kasaka with the Kaipriko heist is the best money making method in the game. Not so much as a fun way. Sure, on your first 2 to 3 heists it's fun. After that it gets a bit tedious and it just becomes the money grind. But it's the best money making method. You're going to make 1.5 million an hour. Completely messed up the business type aspect of GTA Online though. Nobody uses that many businesses anymore. They only use it to keep in the background whenever there's 2 times events on. But the Kasaka with the Kaipriko heist, best money making method. If you know what you're doing and you're pretty decent at the heist, you can make around 1.5 to 1.7 million per hour using the Kaipriko heist methods, the best methods, that type of stuff. It's an elite money making method, and it's, what can I say, it literally deserves that spot on the list. That's all that can be said. Next up is the arcade. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be pretty nice on the arcade here. I'm gonna put it in best. Let's be real here, it comes in between with the Kasaka. Now, it's not as good as the Kaipriko heist, but with the casino heist, you can make around about the same amount of money per 1.5 to 2 hours. However, the only downside is the 2-player scheme of things, where you have to have 2 players, unfortunately, and it can be a bit annoying waiting for people to get on. However, the targets with cash and stuff like that, it's a fun heist. The casino heist, fun-wise, amazing. Money-wise, also pretty good. The Kasaka, fun-wise, not very good. Money-wise, amazing. But yeah, the arcade, it comes up there. It used to be the best business in the game. It used to be what everyone was doing. Everyone was doing that at the time, waiting for that big old Kaipriko heist, which completely wiped out the park. However, if you want to go back to it now and again, let's be real, it's a good heist, and you can make a bit of money as well. So yeah, it deserves its spot on the list. Next business is the bunker. I'm going to put this in... I'm going to put it in good. The reason I'm putting this in good is because, just like the MC businesses, this is a passive business. What I tend to do with my bunker is I buy supplies for $75,000, leave my bunker running in the background, do some Kaipriko heists, wait for it to fill up, sell it. You're going to make around about $75,000 per hour. And when you get it a full batch of supplies, it's going to be around a quarter of the bar. And if you sell it, you're going to make around about $200,000, depending on if you sell it to the highest buyer, which you should. And yeah, it's one of the best businesses in the game. It's not as good as it used to be, obviously, with the Kasaka, just like every other business now. But what can I say? It's a good business. I like it. The bunker will always be a top favourite up there. And the best money-making method I find in GTA Online now, do a Kaipriko heist, have your bunker in the background, sell your bunker, do a Kaipriko heist, repeat and repeat. It's the best method, and these 2 businesses go together very well. And for the final business, it is the nightclub. The nightclub, I'm going to slap in good. Like, it could literally be in best tier, but I'm not going to put it in best tier because it doesn't really belong in there. Let's be real here. The NightClub is one of the best passive businesses yet again. Number one, has the largest storage capacity in the game. I've mentioned this business so many times on the channel. Number one, like I said, largest storage capacity, so you're never going to run out of space. You can always fill this thing up. And the main downside of the business is it's not really a beginner-friendly business. To make the best money you can make with this business, you're going to need every business in the game to maximize your profits massively. If you don't, then the profits are going to be pretty low compared to if you do have all the businesses. However, another benefit, no matter if you're a solo player, you will always get one sell vehicle. Rockstar took the time to learn from past businesses and work on it, and they clearly showed that in the NightClub, and we love it. So yeah, no matter how much stock you have, you can sell it, and you'll always get one vehicle. It's amazing. It's a dream. And to go with this, the NightClub is the only way you can buy the Terabyte to get the missiles on the Oppressor Mark II. It has every benefit you can ever think of. Like, it's amazing. Yeah, I love it. But yeah, it's going in good. I wish I could put it in best, but it does have its downsides. With some things like the Oppressor Mark II could be a bit controversial, and some other things that we dislike about it. But yeah, it's going in good for the business side of it. Alright guys, that is it for this business tier list. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Pop your list below if you have a different opinion. I know a lot of people will. It's going to be very obvious that a lot of people will. You guys may not agree with this at all, but comment down below, and yeah, we'll see whose list is pretty interesting. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped. Yeah, I hope it was entertaining to see my opinion, see what I think of these businesses, and I'll see you all later.